Op-ed today over at HartmannReport.com is titled America's New Epidemic, a Nation Overrun by Bullies. And, Joe Scarborough really got me thinking about this. I believe it was yesterday. I think yesterday was the first day he was back on. I could be wrong. It might have been the day before. As you know, I don't do time well. Everything is a grand fog when it comes to past and future. But anyway, he pointed out how angry and toxic Twitter has become recently, or X. And I've certainly seen the same thing. I mean, for years I would post something and I'd get the occasional troll, and you just kind of block them. But now you post something and you get just overwhelmed by right-wing trolls. And I think part of that is that Musk's algorithm is pushing things out to the people that he knows will troll liberals. I'm guessing. I mean, he refuses to make his algorithm public. And part of it is just that, he let back onto the platform all these very toxic and poisonous, mostly Nazis, who were banned by the previous management of Twitter. But I think this is something more than just Twitter. And I don't think it's just Elon Musk, although I do think that, this rich South African immigrant, with a hair transplant and apparently emerald mines back in South Africa, or at least his dad, who bullies his own child online. I think there's a kind of a bullying culture that echoes down from the top over there on Twitter. But it's not just that. This is the entire country. I mean, this is one of the first rules of social organization, is that culture flows from the top down. So, as I mentioned, we're seeing that at Twitter. But you see it in families. When dad is violent, the family tends to either be violent or to be wounded by the violence. When corporate CEOs are bullies, the middle management typically start acting like bullies. Many of us have worked in companies like this, or known people who've worked in companies like this. When teachers or professors delight on picking on vulnerable students, bully teachers, very often the entire class joins in. There's an old expression, a fish rots from the head down. It is such a cliche and such an old expression because it's so true that it's claimed by the Turks, the Chinese, and the British. And it's also true in politics. And so what we have here now is a bully. Donald Trump is a bully, and he successfully used his bullying back in 2015 and 2016 to just humiliate all the other Republicans and end up with the Republican nomination in 2016, which obviously he wasn't expecting. He was just doing this to get a raise from General Electric on his TV show. But it worked. The question now is, will it continue to work? Because it seems to be the only mode he has. And, we're seeing now, like, Jim Jordan just launched an investigation of Judge Merchan's daughter. James Comer is, has spent years going after Joe Biden's son. This morning, Michael McCall, another grandstanding Republican, wants Anthony Blinken to stop working on peace in the Middle East and come testify before his committee about the messy withdrawal from Afghanistan. This is all bully behavior. What do we do about this? Well, I think what we have to do is just defeat the bullies. I think America is sick of it. What do you think? Do you think that we're sick of it yet, or do you think it still works?